in like the sweetest, most timid voice and look on his face, he said, "I was wondering if I could stay here a little longer." That was tough to see how grateful he was for like the smallest things, like having snacks or getting to order whatever he wanted at the restaurant.
So I feel that young man, he's probably had 14 years of nothing but trauma and heartache. And for him to ask them if he could stay, that was huge, because people who have been through a lot of trauma, we don't put ourselves out there so easy. And that's because we're afraid of rejection and disappointment, right? So that was huge for him to even ask. But what did it take them? 5, 6 waking hours for this young man to feel loved and seen and heard and cared for and safe enough to where he wanted to stay with them. He's yearning to be loved. Like, we're all yearning to be loved. We're all looking for that, right? We were created by the creator of love. We all want that. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people in this world that do not have that. And that's where the church is supposed to come in. 1 Corinthians 3 came to my mind today. And in it, God is talking about us doing his work, being his hands and feet. He loves others through us. And he also mentions rewards in that chapter. It's so important to him that we do this work that he's even offering up rewards, right? But they're not just rewards eternal when we meet him face to face one day, but they're rewards now, right? When we love people outside of our circle, when we make sacrifices for others like he did for us, there are rewards internally that you can't even imagine. You cannot express enough to a person what it feels like to know that you made somebody feel loved and gave them some hope when they had none. And that's what we were doing at Love Inc. You know, when I got hired on, it started, I told you, as a volunteer, right? Well, started as a client, then a volunteer. And the woman that got me in there, she was a one-man show. And as I was volunteering, she got to know me. And as she got to know me, she started to believe in me. And then she wanted to empower me. And she got me a position within the office. And my job was to go around to the churches. And I shared my story, trying to recruit volunteers to come alongside others like I needed people. And in the process, the executive director got to know me also, and he believed in me. And the way he supported me, because he became like a father figure, is he went with me to some of these engagements at first, because public speaking is terrifying. And even during one of them, he went on stage before me, well, with me. He introduced me. He made some jokes and lightened the situation, right? But he did everything he could to lift me up. And I was able to participate in helping to lift others up also. It was a beautiful ministry. It is a beautiful ministry. The concept of being God's hands and feet, bringing people out of the church buildings to walk with others in the community. It's a beautiful picture, and it's what it's supposed to be. And what I found was that there's a lack of willingness to do that. And this fundraiser is not just for me to gain the funds that I need to be able to continue doing this myself, but it's also a way for me to be able to share with you that you can make a huge impact, and it's not as scary as you think it's going to be. And yes, you're going to make some sacrifices, but the reward is unimaginable. And that video in the beginning, that was a great way of showing that there are small opportunities, what you think are small, right? And there's big opportunities. For that young man, just that night of safety was huge. Just that meal and having snacks available was huge. And then there's the part of him needing a family and a home, right? That's the big. And there's all these things in between. There's so many different ways to love people. maybe buying a cup of coffee, right? For a single parent who doesn't have money. Trust me, I know. A Starbucks coffee, thank you so much. You don't understand how amazing that is to receive. But how about take it a step further and not just buy the coffee for them, but go have the coffee with them and start a relationship. So I compiled some screenshots for you off of social media of people who are having a hard time. I just want to give you an idea of what it looks like out there. And there's ways that you can help people that aren't even anywhere near you, even in your own state. And some of the screenshots are going to show you things that we're trying to avoid. So the reason we want to get out there and start loving people is because we don't want people hurting themselves. We don't want them to be alone in this darkness that they're feeling. And as far as Love Inc. goes, I unfortunately was let go because the churches weren't supporting the ministry enough. And it did eventually shut down. That location shut down. So it's a shame because, again, it was a beautiful, beautiful organization. And so then I started or continued that very ministry within my own home. And that'll be my next video.
Don't take it personal. Don't be offended. The hardest thing they did that day may have just been to get out of bed. And so if they don't respond to your text, or if they don't want to go out that night, or if they don't want to talk to you, it's because they feel like they're dying on the inside.